Hey, I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. Some years ago, I had gone down to see Tarek McMillan at the Canton Library. Canton is about an hour south of Cleveland. She was there promoting her latest book, and she was being interviewed about the book. And so once the interview was over, it was time for audience to ask their question. And I remember there was a lady who stood up and said, "Your book seems really good, but I don't like to read, so." And I looked at her and was like, "Did you say that out loud?" Because I feel like people who don't like to read is showing their ignorance, or who don't read, it shows their ignorance. Like there is so much you can learn just by picking up a book. My nephew says that a lot, that he don't read. And I'm saying don't and not doesn't. He don't read because he doesn't like reading. And I remember as a kid, I would go to the library. We would go to the library, and I'm picking out basketball books because I'm like, it has to be something that piques his interest. And he wouldn't read the book. I would check them out, and I would say, stay in the room until it's done. He wouldn't read. So I was having a conversation with him a few weeks ago, and he told me, I'm going to read a book. If you know anything about me, then you know my heart melted. I was super excited. And so, at that time, he didn't know what book it was, and I was just like, okay. So this past Sunday, I was listening to my church service online on YouTube. And after the service was over, it kind of just ran into an Oprah show. And she was interviewing a guy who had written a book for young men, or it was called Notes on Being a Man. And I was like, this seems like a good book for my nephew. And since he's in town, I decided to hurry up and buy the book, and I gave it to him. He read the cover, to see what the book was about. And he was like, oh, I think I'm going to like this. And I'm like, praise God. He's going to read. And he has been reading that book every day. He said he'll be done by June 15th, but I think he's going to be done sooner because he won't put it down. I'm super excited because he's no longer saying that he doesn't like to read. He just didn't know that he liked to read because he hasn't read in a long time, especially just for the sake of reading. Of course, he has to read for college, but just having a book that he can read that is of his own interest, I'm just super excited. So I'm going to read the book as well, and we're going to discuss after June 15th. However, I think he's going to be done by next week because every day he is reading that book. So it just made me think about the things that we say that we don't like because of what happened in the past or how we felt about it in the past, but we haven't allowed ourselves to see or rediscover if we do have a liking or a loving for something. Kind of like yogurt. I used to not like yogurt, but now I do. Yeah. Still don't like black eyed peas though. I can't get with that, but yeah, you just never know unless you try again. And so I guess that's my message for you today, is to see, rediscover, because you've changed over the years. You're not the same person. So there may be some things in the past that you didn't enjoy that you would now. So I'm always one to say, go get a book and read, because it allows us to travel to different places, to learn different cities, to learn different people. There's so much, whether you're reading fiction or nonfiction, there's so much you can learn by opening up a book. And what's that thing they say, if you want to hide something from someone, put it in a book? Yeah, I know lots of people who say they don't like to read, but I just think they hadn't found the book that speaks to them. So go find one and read it. At least one for this summer. You have from June 21st until for 3 months, you can read a book. Yeah. But that's it. I just wanted to share that because I'm super excited that I have a reader besides myself in my home. So, alrighty. Take care. Bye-bye.